viewers, Rectangular back, this time with another haul video. Now, recently it was my birthday and it just happened to coincide with Los Angeles Comic-Con, or what was formerly called Stan Lee's Comikaze. So now it's been rebranded Stan Lee Los Angeles Comic Convention or Comic-Con. So I went down to LA for that and was able to meet up with some of my friends from the ACBA community down there. Got to hang out with Josh Cheney, aka Cheney 180, with my friend Diego, aka the DMC. Got to hang out with Fabio, aka Colonel Crackers. Let's see, my buddy Al Chang was there, and my friend Punker Mike was there. So really good time. And then we got to meet up with the Beltran brothers, who also live in LA, and Brandon, I believe it's Casau, aka B Customs. He came out with his girlfriend from Arizona, and it was nice to meet him. And we also got to meet Tom Budd, who lives in the area. And gosh, I think that is pretty much everybody. Patrick Martinez also. I've been Facebook friends with him for a long time, but never had met him in person. And yeah, we had a really good time, meeting up. Unfortunately, it was really crowded. Didn't have a good plan on meeting up afterwards to grab a meal together. That would have been really nice. But yeah, the convention was okay. Nothing spectacular. There weren't as many toy sellers there as I had hoped, but had a good time. So with that, let's get into the items I picked up while I was down there. Here we have a couple of loose Marvel Legends. On the left we have Marvel Girl, aka Rachel Summers, and on her side is Abomination. And I got both of these from my friend Josh Cheney, otherwise known as Cheney 180. And I got an extremely good deal on Rachel Summers, and Abomination he gave to me. He's got some battle damage on him. He was taken apart. I guess Josh was going to use him for a custom and never got around to doing it. So, he was just laying around in a fodder bin, and Josh just gave him to me. So thank you so much to Mr. Cheney for that. Really appreciate these figures. The Abomination I'm going to be making a custom out of, and Rachel Summers, I just need her for some displays. So not a huge fan of the figure or the character, but she is essential to some displays I want to do. So very appreciated of getting my hands on these. And with that, let's move on to the next set of items. Here we have some items that I got from my friends, the DMC and Punker Mike. On the left we have some Lori Gourmet Market accessories. Those are the Target exclusive dollhouse figures that you can only find at Target. For some reason I only seen some of the accessories one or two times. Very hard. For some reason my Target doesn't get a whole lot of Lori stuff. So my friend Diego down in Los Angeles was able to find these, pick these up for me, and he gave them to me for my birthday. So huge thanks to Diego for those. And then the loose items here, we have the sci-fi rifle and pistol, and a pistol belt from a Phantom X, which he cut up for a custom, I guess. I traded him, I don't remember even, I traded him some gauntlets for a Spider-Man figure. So got, an amazing deal on those, so very happy about that. Thank you, Sir Diego, for those. And on the right we have the Rocket Raccoon from the animated series. You may have seen I did a review on this figure, and I wanted to pick up another one to have as a backup because I want to customize the one I have, and wasn't very confident that I'd be able to pull it off. So Punker Mike was able to find this one, I think at his Toys R Us, for $8, and he gave that to me for my birthday. So thank you so much, Punker Mike. Really appreciate it. It's a pretty damn good figure. I haven't seen a whole lot of people actually finding them in stores, so definitely check out your Toys R Us. I don't know that they've showed up anywhere else, but let me know if you guys find them out in the wild. And with that, let's move on to the next set of items. Here we have the only item that I actually purchased at the convention. It is the X-Files Fireman. This is the, gosh, I forget what the hell they call this thing, but yeah, I don't collect X-Files figures. Was not a fan of the show. This is a McFarlane Toys figure, but really just got it for the accessory that he comes with. The guy had it listed for $10, and I was able to talk him down to $8. So I think I was trying to get him down to $5, but $8 is the best I could do. Not too shabby. I can't remember what it was going for on eBay. I think like 20 shipped or something. So pretty damn good deal. Anytime I can get accessories to work for science fiction displays or like laboratory type setups, I try not to hesitate. You never know when something's going to work just right. So very cool. Don't know if I'll end up using that dead body for anything, but you never know. And yeah, with that, let's move on to the next set of items. When I flew down to Southern California for the convention, I chose to fly into Burbank instead of LAX. So I hit up the Ikea that's there in Burbank, not too far from the airport. I had plenty of time before I had to check into my hotel room, and had some lunch and picked up these really cool LED lights that have an adjustable color wheel, so you can pretty much come up with any color under the spectrum by rotating the dial on the wheel there on the left, there on the controls. My friend George Barretto tipped us off to these really cool lights. They make them both in strips and discs like these. The Burbank store didn't have the strips. I still might end up trying to get the strips, but I definitely wanted to get these discs. Just a little bit easier to focus into one particular spot, where you're going to have they're about a foot long. You have 4 like foot long strips with the other version. So I definitely want to try using these for ACBA, and yeah, they're really cool. I was able I tested them out while I was in the hotel room to make sure that I wouldn't have to return them, and they work really well. So I think they're $30 plus tax. So if you have an Ikea in your area, I definitely recommend them. Shipping with Ikea is always super expensive, so I don't recommend having stuff shipped to you unless you have a huge order and it's going to be cost effective. But yeah, very cool. Thanks to George for those. And with that, let's move on to the last set of items. Last but definitely not least, we have a couple of custom painted head casts from my friend Michael Wisman. The casts themselves came from, I think one came from clay ore and the other one came from casting cave. And I wanted to get a different version of Frank Castle other than the regular Toy Biz head. You know, I picked up the both versions of the Toy Biz Punisher, and but didn't just want to. I wanted more options, so I got the Bowen head that was shrunk down from Casting Cave, and I wanted Michael to paint it up, and then I got the head cast from clay ore of the Toy Biz Frank Castle, and I wanted him to make him beat up. So he also threw in these custom comic books here at the bottom. He's got a couple of Spider-Man comic books with they have like several pages in there. So thank you so much, Michael, for those. He just threw those in for free, and then a little cutouts pack. You can see that, and which is double-sided. It's got the cutouts there and then the whole ACBA breakdown. So I don't know how the hell he scaled that where you can almost read it. It's pretty damn cool. So let me move my camera. I'll get him zoomed in so you can get a closer look at how amazing these his paint jobs turned out. So first off, just wanted to say that the flush tones are not supposed to match on the Toy Biz Punisher on the right. I just sent Michael the heads, and you know, they weren't supposed to match anything. I told him I was going to use them for the new Punisher body on the left. So you know, if those colors don't match up, which they actually looks like they do on camera here, so that's pretty damn cool that I can actually use this head on the old Toy Biz Punisher. But man, I don't think my camera is really doing justice to how good these heads turned out. Just the amount of shading, just the detail on them is spectacular. And when I was at the toy show, at the convention, I totally forgot to take the head. I only had the non-battle damaged one, the head on the right. I only had that one with me because Josh carried it, delivered it to me, and then Michael had to mail me the beat up one. He wasn't quite finished with that one before the convention, so Josh got to see the one on the right in person, but I didn't get to show anybody the beat up Frank on the left here. So yeah, hopefully I'm going to turn him sideways. You can get a profile view. Just amazing, all the different colors. He's got you know, green and orange and yellow for the bruising on his side of his face there, his eye. He sculpted the eye so it's like swollen shut. And he put some cuts there. Put a cut in his lip and on his forehead and on his cheek there. So very cool. I don't think I have it sitting all the way down, so it's sitting kind of up. I was being fragile with it, gentle with it, so I didn't want to push it too hard. But yeah, very, very cool. And then the unmasked, or the undamaged head there on the right. Just the stubble there, the 5 o'clock shadow, did such an amazing job on that. And you know, the kind of like rings under his eyes, you know, that the shading on his forehead and everything, it's just spectacular. And I think he's got just a tint of blue in his hair. It's really nice. You can see all the sculpted lines on there. So very, very happy with the way these turned out, and always impressed with Michael's work. Now I'm glad I get to own some of his work for my collection. So With that, hopefully you guys like the video, you share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and I always love hearing back from you guys, so please leave a comment below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.